Hello and welcome. Are CAPTCHAs blocking your web scraping projects? I'm Lisa from Oxylabs, and today I'll show you how to bypass CAPTCHA challenges using Playwright. CAPTCHAs are those little tests like picking out traffic lights or typing distorted letters that websites use to tell humans and bots apart. They're meant to block automated access, which makes them a big hurdle for web scraping. Since CAPTCHAs interrupt the flow of automation, they can slow down or even completely stop data extraction. But with the right techniques, like smart request handling, browser automation, and human-like interactions, it's possible to work around them and keep your scraping running smoothly. That said, bypassing CAPTCHAs for illegal or malicious purposes violates ethical and legal standards. This tutorial is for educational purposes only, and we encourage you to review the terms of service of your target websites to avoid legal issues. However, if you are looking for a legitimate way to handle CAPTCHAs, Playwright offers built-in solutions like human-like interactions, stealth plugins, and CAPTCHA-solving integrations to help automate the process responsibly. Playwright is a versatile library that enables developers to automate browser interactions, perfect for web scraping, testing, and bot automation. It works seamlessly with Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit, making it easy to interact with different browsers using a single API. What exactly makes Playwright great for web scraping? First, it handles dynamic websites effortlessly, waiting for content to load and executing JavaScript as a full-featured browser engine would. It also mimics human behavior, moving the mouse, typing, and scrolling naturally, helping to avoid detection and CAPTCHA challenges. Plus, you can run it in handless mode for speed or headful mode when you need to see what's happening. Playwright makes web automation smooth and hassle-free by being fast, flexible, and reliable. Now, to get started with Playwright in Python, you'll first need to install it. Begin by creating and activating a virtual Python environment in your preferred directory. Next, run these 2 lines of code to install Playwright. Once installed, you can launch a browser and navigate to a web page with several lines of code. This script opens a headful Chromium browser, loads a demo e-commerce site, prints the page title, and then shuts everything down. For this tutorial scraping target, let's use Oxylabs Scraping Sandbox, a mock marketplace with 3,000 products in different categories. If you want, you could also do the same task using Firefox. Firefox can be a great choice for web scraping because of 2 reasons. It has more lenient anti-bot measures. Some sites have stricter detection rules for Chromium-based browsers, so Firefox bypasses this issue. It has better compatibility with older websites. If you are dealing with legacy web structures, Firefox might handle them more smoothly. With Playwright's flexibility, you can easily switch between browsers to find the best option for your scraping needs. Here's what the code would look like with Firefox. So now you know how to set up Playwright. But before interacting with elements using this library, you need to locate them on the web page. The easiest way to do so is to use developer tools in either Chrome or Firefox. Right-clicking and then selecting Inspect Element lets you see the underlying HTML structure of any web page element. Once you've identified the elements you want to extract, you can create and test different selectors in the browser's console before using them in Playwright, making debugging much easier. Playwright offers several ways to interact with HTML elements. Let's go over them. You can select elements based on their role, such as buttons, checkboxes, or others. Looking at the page via DevTools, you can see there are 3 elements with the role set to button. Let's click the 3rd button, which has the area label attribute set to next page. Similarly, you can click a button or link by its text using the getByText method. Locator is another powerful way to find elements using XPath or CSS selectors, especially when other methods don't work. If there are multiple matching elements, you can choose a specific one by combining the locator and NTH methods. To web scrape data from HTML, use Playwright's Query Selector and Query Selector All methods, which search the DOM with CSS or XPath selectors. Query Selector returns the first matching element, while Query Selector All returns a list of all matches. You can combine both these methods as needed. For example, here's how to extract the title and price from each product listing. And of course, if your script needs to handle file downloads, Playwright makes it easy. For demonstration, let's use Oxylabs documentation page and download a CSV file. By having all of this information out of the way, we can start with looking into how to bypass CAPTCHA while scraping with Playwright. To get started, we need to install the necessary packages. Relying only on the Playwright CAPTCHA bypassing method can be challenging, as websites may detect traffic from automated and headless scripts. We'll use both Playwright and the Playwright Stealth plugin, which helps to mask automation, making our actions appear more human-like. Now we can start with our code. We'll write a Python script that launches a headless browser, navigates to a target website, and captures a screenshot of the page. For the scraping target, let's use Oxylabs Scraping Sandbox. First, import Sync Playwright from Playwright for browser automation and Stealth Sync from Playwright Stealth to apply stealth settings. Then, create a Sync Playwright context where you provide the URL to the target website and output path where to save the screenshot file. After that, within the Sync Playwright context, we launch a headless Chromium browser instance. You can then create a new browser context and page to interact with. And by calling Stealth Sync page, we make our browser interactions less detectable as automated, reducing the likelihood of triggering CAPTCHAs. We then direct the browser to the specific target URL using page go-to-URL, and finally wait for the page to load completely, take a screenshot, and close the browser. Upon running the script that you just wrote, a screenshot of the target website will be saved as screenshot.png in your working directory. If all of the stealth settings that we applied are effective, the screenshot should display the actual content of the page you want to access without any CAPTCHA challenges. As we know, websites track IP addresses to detect automated traffic, leading to CAPTCHAs that can disrupt web scraping and automation. While using a stealth plugin in Playwright can help reduce the chances of detection, it may not be enough to bypass all CAPTCHAs. Websites with advanced bot detection mechanisms still rely on identifying non-residential IPs, browser fingerprints, and repeated requests. Using residential proxies helps to avoid detection and appear as real users. Let's improve the previous Playwright stealth code by integrating Oxylabs proxies. First, filling the proxy IP port in the server value. This tells Playwright to route traffic through the proxy provided by Oxylabs. The prefix specifies the proxy protocol, while pr.oxylabs.io 7777 represents the proxy host and port. You will need to input your Oxylabs proxy sub-user's username and password. This authentication is required to verify that you have access to Oxylabs services. Next, let's navigate to ip.oxylabs.io and print the proxy IP used for requests. Then, send a new request to the sandbox webpage and make a screenshot of the page. If everything is configured correctly, the console should display your proxy IP address and the screenshot should have no CAPTCHA. With this setup, you can overcome CAPTCHAs on any website with the help of automatically rotating residential proxies. Check our documentation for code samples and additional integration details. To make your scraping even more effective and less detectable, here are some best practices to follow. As shown today, using an additional module enables Playwright stealth configuration that helps to hide automated browser usage and reduces the chances of triggering anti-bot systems. Many sites track repeated requests from the same IP. Try using proxy servers and implement IP rotation to stay under the radar. Scraping too fast can raise red flags. Adding slight random delays between actions makes your bot behave more naturally. Persist sessions to avoid repeated CAPTCHA challenges. Restarting a new session each time can trigger CAPTCHAs. Try saving and reusing cookies with the storage state method to maintain a session. So, by now, you should have a solid understanding of how to bypass CAPTCHAs effectively using Playwright. Whether you integrate Playwright with the Playwright Stealth plugin or take advantage of Oxylabs residential proxies, these tools help you navigate CAPTCHAs and ensure smooth, uninterrupted automation. With the right setup, web scraping and automated testing become much more efficient and reliable. If you've got any questions or your own experiences with bypassing CAPTCHA, comment below and we'll be sure to check that out. And if you've encountered any problems with residential proxies, email support@oxylabs.io or write to us via the live chat on our homepage. Also, consider joining our Discord community where we discuss all things web scraping. Thank you for watching and happy coding!